Hello everyone, Klaus here, and today guys I'm going to review an Evo Factory 2011 set once again, and it's going to be Surge 2.0. So here's the canister, as you can see, so of course it's your usual Evo Factory canister, plus the canister lid in orange like all the other Evos released in this first wave in fact. Of course the canister itself you will see Surge, in the background explosion, dropships, stuff like that, so really nice and colorful. Surge 2.0, the edge recognition, stuff like that, the Evo Factory logo right there, and a shot of the Evo Factory tower, as you can see. The Evo Factory assembly tower, so right there. And here some things showing you that in fact, if you use the code here, inside the canister lid, you will be able to play as Surge 2.0 in the Quick Crusher Flash game on the Evo Factory website. That's how it works. On the back, something interesting about the usual information is the picture of the combiner you can make with Surge and Next 2.0. So as you can see, looks pretty nice. Of course, the Evo core in a 1:1 scale, and as you can see, it's the Surge Evo core, so this means in lime green. Of course, the fact that you can put Surge in this canister, and well, that's all. So nothing really to talk about. Pretty nice design, but overall it's the same as the previous Evo Factory canister, except of course the 2011 Fire Team sim. Now the instruction booklet, so the same picture, the same instruction on how to put the code on the internet, so nothing really complicated, nothing really hard to figure out. I guess it's 12 steps, and the Evo is done. Then the parts list. Once again the combiner, but with some higher resolution picture. Then the Evo Recon Team stuff, which will come in fact in spring 2011, and in which you will be able to build your own Evo, and I guess to order it. Well, we do not really know how it will work, but at least I hope it will be nice. And well, so the win page with a guy screaming at you, and that's all. So now for the set itself, and of course first the frame, because yes, we got in fact a new type of connection with this new Evos, with this new year. In fact, this new type of connections still use the traditional ball joints and connectors, but instead of pinholes and axle holes, it will also use ball joints to connect piece of armors and stuff like that. So in fact, no, it's all ball joints, except of course some parts which still have some pinholes, but there is no really more axle holes in fact in the main body parts like the legs, arms, and body. So for example, here is the body frame, as you can see, it's the wide one. The difference between the wide and the thin one is the fact that there is two more ball joints right there, as you can see. And well, apart from that, of course, you will have some ball joints on the sections for the legs, for the arms, for the head, and some pinholes. So that's the wide frame. Now we're going to talk about the limbs part. So first the arms. So here you got a new part with two ball joints and one connector. As you can see, the middle ball joint can just be turned in. Well, no, in fact these two ball joints just can be turned in. Not really turned, but if you put a connector on it, the connector which will be just about to turn in one way. So two of them. Then another new part with this time just one ball joint and one connector. And as you can see, this time the ball joint is totally free. This means you can, for example, turn the end the way you want. Now the legs, we're gonna use the same part, and here a new part is in fact like this part, but with another ball joint in the middle and one free ball joint here. So in fact, there is tons of new limbs part, which will be really useful to build new models. So that's all for the frame itself. Now we're going to talk about the hands, which are new hands in fact, because now they got 4 fingers instead of the 3 original ones, and also, as you can see, there is a little holes between the thumbs and the rest of the fingers. Of course, we still have the 2 axle holes right there, and that's all. Now for the new feet, as you can see, while there are little blockiers in the 2010 ones, you still got, well, you got 3 pinholes and 2 axle holes. Also notice that the connector is directly molded into the feet part. Also notice there's two little not really pinholes, but circular holes, which are the new type of connection used with the new ball joints on the sides. So that said, now we're gonna link the armor parts thanks to the ball joints on the different limbs. So first, and once again, we're gonna have different type of armors, which in fact comes in different type of size. So first of all, the small ones. So you can see nice design, and of course a connector directly molded in there. Also you can notice that in fact each of the armor part got a little number, so here it's 3, kind of like the Technic Panels part and stuff like that. So a little connector and of course the two little circular holes. So we're gonna link this part like that. Notice that when it's linked you can't put it, you can turn it, but of course you can put this off and link it like that, so the way you want in fact. So a second one. Now we're gonna link some longer one, as you can see. So once again the same parts here and the same connectors under the part, but as you can see here it's the part, the armor part number 5. This time we're gonna link the part on the side and not on the front like this one. Well, unlike this one's. Now the legs are done. We're gonna now link the armor on the arms, and here's a new mod, as you can see, which is really a large one, a wide one, really a big one, and it doesn't come with a number, as you can see, but still you got the connector, of course, and the little circular holes. But apart from that, it's a different mod than these two others. So really, there is tons of new parts in this new set. So as you can see, we're gonna link that in this way. And now we're gonna link the final part of armor, which is the insignia, if you can say so, because it's of course the same mold. Well, of course, it's the same mold as this one, but as you can see, first it comes in white, and then it's also printed with the Surge 2.0 name and some codes, as you can see, with some nice logo and some black, lime green, I guess yes, it's lime green color and stuff like that. So in fact, each hero got his unique printed armor part, and here's the one of Surge, and it's come in white. But for example, as you have may seen yesterday, the Stormer one was silver. And of course it was white and Stormer instead of Surge. So we're gonna link that this way. And we are done with the armor parts on the legs and arms. Now we're gonna link the armor part for the torso, for the body. So it's come in 3 different pieces. So first, this one, which will be called the under armor, body armor part. Once again, a connector and some connection point right there, which we're going to be linking on this ball joint right there, the middle ball joint of the torso frame. Now we're going to link this second part a little more detailed, as you can see, with some different type of plastic texture, stuff like that. The place for the hero core, really nice, some shoulder pads. We're going to link that thanks to these little parts, so thanks to the new type of connections. And now the hero core, which is different from the 2010 one, because here, as you can see, it's a little shorter and also it's not transparent. Now we're going to link the head, which also comes in 3 pieces. So first, what is the head itself, which once again is a new mod, and like the hero core, doesn't come in a transparent color, as you can see. So once again, a connector and then some connection parts here. Then we're going to link the tool part, which I call the tool part, which is unique to each hero, as you can see. So here's the one of Surge, because Surge is supposed to be the sniper, so you can see he's got a big scope, which is pretty well detailed, as you can see. So each hero got his unique part like that. So not the same mod, of course, but got a unique head tool part like that. And then you got the helmet part, which this time is the same for each hero. So in fact, what is the unique, in terms of helmet, the unique part which changed is this one. And here we go, the head is done. Now we're gonna link the weapon, which come in 3 parts once again. So first this one, which is a new mod. I have to stop saying once again. So it's a new mod with an axle and some axle all right there. And this part here, which will be useful to put a lightsaber in blue. And now a new mod. In fact, there is 3 new type of weapon mods in the new Heroes. So you have this one, and a third one with a little chainsaw on it. So we're gonna put this part with an axle and a pinhole directly in there. And the sniper rifle is done. Well, sniper rifle, I guess it is. We're gonna now put this technique parts. Link it like that. And the weapon is linked. Now, one last part, it's this little spine part, which will come, in fact, in most of the Hero Factory 2011 sets. And we're gonna link this part like that. And the surge is done, guys. So, I'm gonna do a little turnaround of this model, then talk about the articulations. And the review will be over, of course. So the articulations, I'm going to just put off the gun because, of course, it kind of prevents the arms from moving. So first, the legs. Of course, here there is no problem. Then we can turn this part up to this point, so 90 degrees, a little more. And of course, the foot, which have no problem to move. Then you got this arm, so of course in terms of shoulder there is no problem. Then in terms of elbow, it will block at 90 degrees. The hands can move the way you want, no problem. Of course sometimes the gun can block on the shoulder pad, on the armor part, but there is no big problem, so see. And then this arm, and a little more than 90 degrees this time. So in fact the articulation really depends on all the armors are put on the model, because for example Stormer can turn the legs more than Surge because of this because these parts are not put in this way but in the front of the legs and not on the sides. And finally, of course, the head, which can look a little down, but of course, and then up and on the sides without any big problems. And that said, I'm going to do a little pause. I'm gonna try to make some cool pose, but yeah, not really cool. So excuse me. While I'm doing this pose, I'm gonna try to yeah, like that. So sum up. First of all, the color scheme. So of course you got black for the frame, blue for the major part of the armor, then white for 2 parts of armor, and then lime green, and of course the usual silver and dark silver parts. So overall, it's a pretty good color scheme because the white and blue just mix perfectly together, plus the lime green, which is a nice detail, as you can see, because even if it just appears on 3 parts, the head, the hero core, and the little spines, it still looks pretty nice because it's a bright color, kind of like the white and also the blue. So in fact, really a bright color scheme, a colorful one. So it's all good in my opinion, but of course, colors can be a subjective point of view. But so I think it's a pretty good color scheme. Really nothing to talk about, nothing to complain on this color scheme. Now you got the parts selections. Of course, in terms of parts, you will have, of course, the new frame parts, the new armor parts, which will, of course, comes in blue. In fact, the really unique mode of this set is, of course, the head, the helmet tool parts. But apart from that, of course, each of these parts will appear in other Hero Factory 2011 set. The only thing that change is, of course, the tones of new colors in blue. So once again, in terms of colors, that part is just great. Then you have the construction, which is pretty nice because, of course, it's less simple than the first heroes released in 2010, and it works just fine. The new system of, not really new, but the system of bulgeon for armors and stuff like that works just great. Nothing really moves or anything like that, so it's a pretty decent construction. Of course, it's nothing really complex or as complicated as the Bionicle Titans, but first it's not a Titan, and then it's not Bionicle. Well, still it uses the same connectors and bulgeon system, so it's okay. Then the articulations, which mostly blocks at 90 degrees, but still are good because, of course, thanks to this new type of connection system, this means some small skeleton set will be able to have some really interesting articulations and will not be like that anymore. If I had to take a Bionicle example, so really great, even for the 90 degrees part. And finally, in terms of design, well, it's plain good. Seriously, I'm really a fan of the design because the color scheme is great. It's also you only one really got a unique gun, because the other ones got some shields or some stuff like that. No, this one got a unique weapon, a sniper rifle. Plus this part really reflect the sniper ability of Surge 2.0. The armors are well put, the large one here, of course the insignia in white. So overall, a really good model. And I think that I'm gonna stop here. I'm just gonna show you a comparison between this Surge and the first Surge. So of course here is bended, but it's the same size, I think. Excuse me. And also you have to admit that this version of Surge is a little less bland than the first version, with of course Wookiees. Of course, I like the first Surge, but I think this one is more original and really got a unique character, a unique design. In fact, thanks to the sniper stuff and the color scheme, of course, which is pretty great. So overall, Surge 2.0. One of my favorite Hero Factory 2011 sets for now, because I do not own every set released, but at least it's really a good one, and I think I can really advise you to buy this one, even if in fact all the heroes are really good set. But I really like Surge, and I think it's a good set with really little drawbacks. I think even not really that many complaints, so really a good set, and I think that's all for this review, guys. So thanks you for watching also, but if you do not want to watch, don't watch, excuse me. And of course, hope you enjoy this review, and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask them. I will happily answer them. And that's also, hope you enjoy, and see you later for another Hero Factory 2011 review. So that's all. Hope you enjoy. Once again, bye bye. See you later.